Once upon a time, nestled in a valley where fireflies danced like fallen stars and the river sang secrets to the stones, lived three friends. Alice, a wisp of a girl with eyes the color of forget-me-nots and a heart brimming with courage. Lewis, a sturdy lad whose laughter echoed through the meadows and whose hands could coax music from the rustling leaves. And Kim, a thoughtful soul with hair like spun moonlight and a mind that could unravel the most intricate riddles. They were as different as the seasons, yet bound together by a friendship stronger than the ancient oaks that guarded their village. They spent their days exploring the whispering woods, climbing the sun-drenched hills, and dreaming under the watchful gaze of the moon. One day, while venturing deeper into the woods than they ever had before, they stumbled upon an old woman sitting beside a moss-covered well. Her face was etched with the wisdom of ages, and her eyes shone with an inner light that seemed to pierce the very soul. "Welcome, travelers," she rasped, her voice like the rustling of autumn leaves. "I am Ilara, and I have been waiting for you." Alice, Lewis, and Kim exchanged curious glances. "Waiting for us?" Alice asked, her voice barely a whisper. "Yes," Ilara replied, "for you are destined to seek the mirror of the wind, hidden atop the Golden Hill." The Golden Hill? It was a place spoken of only in hushed whispers, a legendary peak said to hold magical artifacts and untold wonders. No one from their village had ever dared to venture there, for it was said to be protected by treacherous paths and mischievous spirits. "The mirror of the wind," Ilara continued, "has the power to show the truest desires of the heart. But beware," she cautioned, her voice growing somber. "The path is fraught with peril, and only those who are pure of heart and true to their friends will succeed." She handed them a small, intricately carved wooden compass. "This compass will guide you to the Golden Hill. Trust in your friendship and never lose sight of your purpose." And with that, Ilara vanished, leaving the three friends staring at the compass in bewildered awe. They knew, without a word spoken, that they had to embark on this quest. The call of adventure, the allure of the unknown, was too strong to resist. The next morning, with the sunrise painting the sky in hues of gold and rose, Alice, Lewis, and Kim set off on their journey, the wooden compass clutched tightly in Alice's hand. The first challenge they faced was the Whispering Woods, a labyrinth of tangled branches and deceptive shadows. The trees seemed to whisper secrets that twisted into doubt and fear, whispering insidious thoughts designed to turn them against each other. Alice, ever the optimist, reminded them of their bond, of their shared purpose, and of the importance of trusting each other. Lewis, with his booming laughter, chased away the shadows that clung to their feet, and Kim, with his keen mind, deciphered the cryptic clues hidden in the wood's rustling leaves. Together, they navigated the labyrinth, their friendship, their shield against the wood's dark magic. Emerging from the Whispering Woods, they found themselves at the foot of the Silver River, a rushing torrent that seemed to stretch endlessly before them. There was no bridge in sight. Lewis, whose strength was as vast as his heart, began searching for fallen trees that could be used to build a raft. But the current was too strong. The logs were swept away before they could be secured. Dejected, they sat by the riverbank, unsure how to proceed. Kim, ever the problem solver, noticed a cluster of luminous fireflies flitting near the water's edge. An idea sparked in his mind. He remembered a tale his grandmother used to tell about fireflies being able to weave light into tangible forms. Let's try to communicate with them, Kim suggested. Alice, with her gentle nature, was able to coax the fireflies closer. She explained their dilemma, their need to cross the river. To their amazement, the fireflies responded, weaving their light together to form a shimmering bridge across the silver river. With grateful hearts, they crossed the luminous bridge, their awe and wonder at the fireflies' generosity deepening their appreciation for the beauty and magic that surrounded them. Beyond the silver river lay the Mountain of Mirrors, a treacherous climb with sheer cliffs and slippery slopes. The mountain was covered in shards of shattered mirrors, each reflecting a distorted image of their hopes and fears. These reflections played tricks on their minds, tempting them to abandon their quest, whispering of easier paths and more certain rewards. This time, it was Lewis who faltered. The Mountain of Mirrors reflected his deepest insecurity, the fear that he wasn't strong enough, that he would fail his friends. He started to lag behind, his laughter fading into a mournful sigh. Alice and Kim noticed his distress. They understood that the mountain was preying on his vulnerabilities. Alice approached him, not with words of reassurance, but with a quiet understanding. She simply held his hand, her touch conveying a strength that bypassed the deceptive whispers of the mirrors. Kim, remembering Lewis's love for music, began to hum a cheerful tune, a melody that celebrated their friendship and their shared adventure. The music resonated with Lewis, reminding him of the joy and laughter they had shared. He straightened his shoulders, took a deep breath, and continued the climb, the shattered images no longer holding sway over his spirit. Finally, after days of relentless travel, they reached the Golden Hill. The air shimmered with an otherworldly glow, and the summit was bathed in an ethereal light. There, nestled on a pedestal of gold, was the Mirror of the Wind. It was not a grand, ornate mirror, but a simple, unadorned piece of polished obsidian that seemed to absorb the light around it. As they approached the mirror, a voice echoed in their minds, a voice that was both gentle and demanding. Only one may look into the mirror. Who among you will claim this right? Alice, Lewis, and Kim exchanged hesitant glances. They knew that the mirror promised to reveal the deepest desires of the heart, but they also knew that only one of them could experience its power. After a moment of quiet contemplation, Alice stepped forward. "I will look into the mirror," she said, her voice clear and resolute. "I wish to see what truly matters to me, what I must do to help others." As Alice gazed into the mirror, she didn't see visions of wealth or power. Instead, she saw images of her village, of the people she loved, of the world that needed her. She saw the potential for kindness, for compassion, for healing. When she stepped back from the mirror, her eyes shimmered with a newfound wisdom. "I understand now," she said. "My deepest desire is to make the world a better place, to use my courage to help those in need." Lewis then stepped forward. He looked into the mirror and saw himself surrounded by friends and family, laughter echoing through the air, music filling their days. He realized that his deepest desire wasn't to be strong or powerful, but to bring joy and happiness to those around him. Finally, Kim looked into the mirror. He saw a vast library stretching out before him, filled with knowledge and wisdom. He realized that his deepest desire was to understand the world, to unravel its mysteries, and to use his intellect to solve the problems that plagued humanity. They had all seen their deepest desires, but the true magic of the Mirror of the Wind wasn't in the visions it revealed, but in the clarity it brought to their hearts. They understood that their individual desires were not separate, but intertwined, each contributing to a greater purpose. With newfound understanding, Alice, Lewis, and Kim descended the Golden Hill, their hearts filled with hope and determination. They returned to their village, not as the same children who had left, but as young adults with a clear vision of their purpose. Alice became a healer, using her courage and compassion to tend to the sick and wounded. Lewis used his strength and his laughter to build houses and bridges, bringing joy and connection to the community. And Kim became a scholar, using his intellect to solve problems and to share his knowledge with the world. And so, the three friends, bound together by their friendship and guided by the wisdom of the Mirror of the Wind, lived long and fulfilling lives, each contributing to the betterment of the world, proving that true magic lies not in enchanted artifacts, but in the power of friendship, courage, and the unwavering pursuit of one's true purpose. And the tale of their adventures on the Golden Hill became a legend, whispered from generation to generation, a reminder that even the most daunting quests can be conquered with the strength of friendship and the unwavering belief in the power of the human heart.